Relying on your intuition and inner guidance for friendship and love. That's what we're going to be talking about today. Whether it's making personal friends, business relationships, or falling in love, I have found that my intuition is nearly spot on when I am assessing people to see how much I can trust or rely on them. In my professional career working in corporate IT, I hired a number of people over the years. And although I did review their resumes and their technical skills for their IT roles that I needed to fill, I always made sure that I was very present and undistracted during the interview. You see, during the interview, I was assessing the candidates for their character. Whenever I felt like someone was giving me a snow job, I could feel that. I knew it in the core of my being. Now, I didn't call them out on it, but actually I became more curious and asked them more questions. By the end, I knew inside who I really wanted to hire, without question. In fact, I remember the very last person I hired when I was working in corporate IT came down to the choice of 3 people. The first person I disqualified right off the bat. I knew it right from the core of my being inside within the first 3 sentences of the interview. It just wasn't going to be a right fit. The second person was really good technically, but lacked the ability to communicate his feelings. I needed someone in the role I was hiring for who not only was able to make sound logical decisions, but someone who also had a good sense of how to handle difficult situations with people. And as far as income expectations, he was easily affordable. He was a cheap hire, as my SVP said. Then there was the third person. The third person was strong technically and had strong relationship skills, but was also the most expensive one to hire. This person would be able to slip right into the role and I wouldn't have to manage any drama. I could implicitly trust and rely on this person. I just knew it from the core of my being. I wanted to hire person number 3. My SVP wanted me to hire person number 2. I told him I will only hire person number 2 if he makes me, because I feel like I'm going to regret that decision in the long run. In the end, he empowered me to make the final decision, but also put that decision fully on me. He made me fully responsible for that decision. But I was okay with that. I was so confident in choosing person number 3. So I was very confident and okay with that. We brought that person on, and at that person's 6-month review, my SVP told me that I made the right choice, that they were amazing, and it was such a good fit for what we needed. This is the kind of thing we all do in all of our relationships, whether it's a friendship, a business relationship, or a love relationship. In a relationship where love or friendship is involved, you have an inner knowing when something is wrong or off. This is where we've got to be really careful, because our mind can take us places and tell us stories to make us believe something is happening when it really isn't. This is where so many people get tripped up because we think it's about us. Our brains get tripped and now we're suddenly not feeling safe, and our brains have this need to validate the story it's telling itself. Well, anytime we go looking for something, we'll always find what our mind seemingly wants to prove. So if we don't find anything, we're then going to anticipate finding it, and guess what happens? The law of reaping and sowing, or the law of attraction, kicks in, and what happens? You wind up attracting that very thing you don't want into the relationship. I am a full believer, and unfortunately I had to learn the hard way, that I don't need to do anything to find out what is really going on. I believe truth always reveals itself to me at the right time. I don't need to spend a lot of time prying and digging. If another person is doing something out of integrity, they will be setting their own tripcord, their own trap, and trip into it without me having to do anything. It will just naturally show up. So instead of doing something to control the other person, I just simply allow them to continue to make their own decisions. I call it for myself practicing the law of allowing. And it never fails. Truth always reveals and confirms for me what is going on in the relationships I'm involved in without doing or controlling anything. And this enables me to continue trusting from my gut and intuition until my gut and intuition tell me not to trust anymore. It's time for the relationship to change. And that change doesn't necessarily have to be for turning a bad situation into good. It's not always like looking at bad situations. It could also be for turning good into amazing and awesome. And that's where I want my focus to be in my relationships, in doing my part to turn good into amazing and awesome. So go ahead and give yourself permission to play your hunches, as long as you take a little bit of time to weigh the facts and test some of your conclusions. Your intuition and gut feelings already are playing a big role in your relationships and decision making. So just becoming more conscious of the process will help you to make better use of that inner guidance that you're receiving. So now I'm curious, do you trust your intuition or inner guidance in your relationships? If not, why not? And if yes, has it been more right than wrong? Share in the comments below, because I'd love to hear about your experiences, so please share. And if this is something that you would like to sharpen and improve or would like to work on with me one-on-one to help you do that, this is really my wheelhouse. And so I currently have 2 open spots available to work with people one-on-one. But because my time to help people one-on-one is very limited, I don't work with just anybody. So if you would like to be considered to be one of the 2 people to fill one of the open slots I have, click on the link that I dropped in the comments and description box below. I'm going to be reviewing those applications that are submitted over the course of the next several days, and I will reach out to you via email if you are selected. And if this video was helpful to you in any way, please take a moment and pay it forward. Share this video online with your friends and family. It is my intention to have this information reach as many people as possible right now. I believe it's actually what is needed for so many people in the world right now, and you'll be helping in getting this information out. Lastly, smash that subscribe button and bell to receive my newest videos as I release them in the coming days and weeks. Until I connect with you again for my next video, stay well, stay healthy, and stay empowered.